AP, I'm curious, and what you learned about your team this week watching them respond to last Sunday.
Character. That's what we talked about this week. You know, the true character comes out through adversity, through hardship, and humble. You know, I think we all understand, you know, you can always give your best. Not that we didn't, but it's always, it's going to be at the forefront. And when there's anything that's lacking details or lacking something, they get exposed. And I think it was good, you know, obviously a good wake-up call. Don't want to have a wake-up call, but it was. And it's how you respond. So character is a big word for us this week.
At all points of your life, you've been known as a leader. This is your leadership skills, you know, right here. Not to say that's under the test or anything like that, but that's leadership is a big part of this.
Yes.
How do you feel you're responding to it and getting this team, help navigating this team through these problems?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all going through it. I mean, it's my first time going through that situation as a head coach, right? Kind of disappointing, but you know, like everything else, we talk about 24-hour rule for the players. You got to be 24-hour rule for the coach, and then there's a new opponent, right? There's a new objective this week, and it's the Cleveland Browns at home. Another great opportunity for us. And when I say words to players, and I talk about character, for example, I'm talking to myself as well. And then how do I handle adversity? How do I handle these situations that you didn't quite see? So you go back, you reflect, you get it, you move on, and you set it forward. And every week is not the same week. There's always different things and different obstacles that you got to go through. So that's really a big part of it. Like you said, my leadership, getting these guys going, get them ready to play, make sure we put out a good product on the field.
What's the expectation for Max Crosby to play on Sunday?
He'll be out.
Devontae Adams?
Out.
Michael Mayer?
Out.
Going back to that, this is no disrespect to Cleveland, and I don't mean it that way, but is this game more to you about the Raiders than the Browns?
Be honest, every game. I said that last week against Carolina. I didn't mean that disrespectful when I say that. It's always about us, right? We always don't worry about ourselves. We don't worry about who's not playing for the other team, what issues they're going through. We have our own, as I just announced right now. It's about us getting better and getting the best 11 out there and getting the best team ready, prepared to execute in situational football, end of half, in the game, and to play a full game with the effort and the passion that we've displayed.
You just mentioned two of your best players are going to be in this game, Michael Mayer, the young tight end. Opportunity for some younger players, other players to step up.
And we're excited about it. I mean, great opportunity. Harrison Bryant, right? Shaker, Brock Bowers. Feel good about those three. And then, talk about Devontae, but, you got Jacoby Myers, who we really feel good about. And obviously, in most teams, he'll be there number one. And it's a great opportunity for him to go and show that as well. But collectively, nobody needs to be Devontae Adams. I don't need another Devontae. There's only one, right? I just need the best version of Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, TJ Turner, and the rest of those receivers.
Is there any sense on Devontae in terms of what happened with hamstring, about how long that might be?
No, I don't know. I just know he's out for this week, but he's kind of like Max. You got to get those guys week to week. You can never, really day to day, you never know how they respond. They've been doing this a long time in their career, but I just know for this week he'll be out.
Haven't necessarily practice?
Yes.
You had a couple other guys that haven't practiced this week. Devontae Adams and Bam Rufford, are they also going to
They'll be out.
Coach, what are some of the biggest differences between motivating a group of guys as a player versus as a head coach that you've noticed?
Everybody's different. I mean, I don't talk to the quarterbacks like I talk to linebackers, right? But the message to the team is that of team, and what our thought process is. Again, the mindset this week was character, being a pro, having another opportunity at home. We really want to take advantage of that. I believe the crowd will come through. I know they were disappointed just like we were, but we expect them to come through strong and be loud and Raider Nation to show up. But as a player, you probably get more into the face, like right here, eye to eye. As a team, you got to look at the big picture, and you can't overreact. And I don't think I really do that. I'm more straightforward and direct. They understand that, and then we just move on. It's nothing personal. It's strictly nothing personal. And they do the same thing to me, right? They call me out about, hey, you ain't the same today. What's wrong with you? So that's a good part about it. I think just the lines of communication, having those open throughout the week, especially in times like this, where we're getting poked at from outsiders trying to put us against one another, and that's not going to happen.
There's that cliche, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. But what goes into actually pulling it off for some of these guys that, you had a couple injuries the last couple of days that maybe weren't expecting to start at the beginning of the week, they might have to step up now?
I think, obviously the Devontae one, that just happened. That's more recent. But, you do have a lot of reps in practice where you give a player a rep or two that maybe that Devontae doesn't need to be in on that series, correct, or on that play in particular. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think Edgar Bennett and a lot of our coaches do a good job of keeping the players next to him. You hear this word, especially in training camp, at those middle reps. We do a lot of things developmental throughout the practice to give guys opportunities. You know, our scout team is not a look team. We actually compete, and we try to mirror as best we can to what the defense or the offense wants us to give, but staying within our technique and scheme. So there's a lot of teaching that goes on throughout. A big part of our early morning portions in the morning is getting our developmental group of guys that are not active or on the practice squad opportunities to get with the coaches and get more coached up, right? So we do a good job of that. So we'll see what happens on come Sunday, but we really feel, giving these guys the last 12 hours and now, today and tomorrow to get ready for the game.
We've already talked about Tyree earlier this week, but other edge rushers like Janarius and Charleston, where are some things that you really need to see from them this week that you really want to see on the film?
Just be them. Again, I'm gonna say don't be Max Crosby. Don't worry about being Max Crosby. Don't put a cape on. Don't try to be 98. Be number 9. Be 44. Be 49. Be 97. And just give us your best. Don't try to be that guy to be the hero of the game. Just be a team player. Be a DN. If you got to set the edge, set the edge. If you're dropping, you drop. If you got to go inside on a stunt, just run that correctly. Just do your job. And I think if we do that enough across the board, we'll get the results we want.
In Michael's case, it was listed as a personal reasons. Is that, I know there's not much light you could shed on that, but family situation?
It's just personal. I just have to keep it there.
Coach, much more a community-related question. You mentioned the crowd a little while back in one of your answers, but you're going to have the Little League World Series team in attendance this Sunday.
Yeah.
And of course, Adam Johnson is a part of your staff here with the Raiders. Why is it so important for you to just have that community connection at your games?
That's cool. Because that community connection, you talk about the children, the young man there that went to the World Series, they're like us. They're looking up to the Raiders, right? They were screaming Raiders, and they're little chanting on social media. So we brought them into one of our practices as well. Our guys are fired up. Look, when they were playing, we were all dialed in, had every television on, watching them, a young man play and represent the state of Nevada. So I think it's huge. And again, our fan base is obviously nationwide, but you got to take care of home base, and home base is Nevada and Las Vegas.
DJ Turner's a guy you've been high on going back to training camp. So obviously you don't want to lose Devontae, but how big of an opportunity is it for him just moving up into the top 3?
It's big. Just think about, when Devontae was away for personal reasons in training camp, and in that first game, who showed up? DJ Turner. So we're really excited about him. He's been really a sound and stout special teams player for us. He's always been ready when called on, right? But obviously he's got some bigger heads in front of him, and now there's an opportunity for him. And I expect him to make the most out of it. He's always been a professional. When his name and numbers called, he's ready to prepare.
That's good.
Okay.
Thanks, Iffy.